Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic week. I know I have. I got some great feedback from everybody on basically the Legends of Runeterra videos that I've been putting up over the last couple of weeks or so. Awesome feedback. Basically, it's made me want to keep posting up Legends of Runeterra videos. So, this week, we got another one. It's going to be the top 10 most OP cards currently in the beta. Also, if you like what you see, like what you hear, please don't forget to subscribe. Got a watermark right there in the corner. Click that button, or obviously click the red button below. You're good to go. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I do go live tonight, so if you're watching the video the day that it comes out, Friday at 4:30 p.m. I'll be going live. Schedule will likely be changing soon, but catch me there. Again, Twitch link down below. Alright, so we're starting off with number 10. As always, we're going to be going in reverse. So number 10 is Riposte, which is essentially Fiora's champion spell. This spell, especially with Fiora, is OP. It's OP because it's essentially a 4-cost Vengeance. Vengeance costs 7, kill an ally. This costs 4, basically to kill an ally, with
Today, Junior?
less drawback if it were to get countered by something like Deny. You're only losing 4 mana as opposed to 7. So, I think it's a little overpowered. I think it might need to cost maybe 1 more, or possibly maybe only +2 attack. But as of right now, it's a pretty OP card. Number 9, Professor Von Yip. Did I say that right? Listen, it might not be played a lot now. I did see it in a couple decks when I was playing. But anything that gives tokens +2/+2 cannot cost that little and have that good of an effect and not be changed or banned or something. There's going to be a token deck. When that day happens, this card is going to be a part of it. 8 is great. We got Culling Strike. Kill a unit, 3 mana, has to be 3 power or less. Personally, I think if this was 2 power or less, you're great. It's perfect. As of right now, it either needs to change to 2 power or less, or possibly cost 1 more. Again, comparing this to something like a Vengeance, 7 cost to kill any unit, 3 to cost 3 or lower power. That's most units in the game. I mean, you got stuff like Braum, which is a pretty good champion that's always going to have less than 3 power, and to only be able to kill that for 3 mana, that seems a little busted to me. 7, my favorite number, and one of my favorite cards in this list. I'd say it's my second favorite in this list. This card is interesting because I think it's going to open and pave the way for crazy OTK combos. It already is possibly paving the way for one of those combos. I played against the deck, and I'm going to throw all the cards up right now. It's insane. The amount of mana, I guess the amount of mana you don't spend combining all of these cards together is nuts. And I actually teched this in one of the other decks that I was playing that I had a previous video on, which I'll probably link to in a little bit. To be able to get that much mana back consistently it's just nuts. Anything that gives you that much free mana should not be allowed. Maybe gain 1 spell mana or something like that, but refill seems a little busted. I don't know. I'm unsure of this card right now. We'll see what happens. Number 6, Fae. Alright. Fae Blade Twirler. Right? Okay. This is a way overpowered 2-drop. Alright. Yeah, first off, its base stats of 1/3 for a 2-drop is already good for a 2-drop. It's got more health. Health is usually a higher value. And on top of that, it gains +2 attack every time somebody is stunned. So that's always going to happen. If you're playing this, you're playing it in a deck where you're going to stun or recall somebody. Yasuo, anybody?
There are 3 certainties in life: honor, death, and hangovers.
Which means this will not just be a 3/3 for 2 cost, which, okay, that's doable. This will be a 5/3 for 2 cost. And not only that, it keeps the +2 attack. If they change this to +2/+0 for the turn, great. More power to you. It's solid 2-drop for a specific type of deck. But as of right now, keeping that attack on there, way too much. Number 5. All right, Crimson Disciple. This is my favorite card in this list, and that would be because I already made a deck around it, which I kind of like a lot. And that deck, if you want to click the link up top, is centered around, it actually has 2 win conditions. This is one of them, the other being Braum. But basically 2 damage to the face for this taking damage is insane. So there are 2 cards that combo with this extremely well. One of them is Transfusion. You deal 1 damage to one of your allies, it gives another one +2/+2. So you can either use it on this, or like doing the 1 damage, or you could buff it with the +2/+2 so it has more health. The other is Blood for Blood, which is what makes this thing insane. I don't think Blood for Blood is broken, but having it with something like this that does that much damage makes it broken. This thing, it does 1 damage to your creature. If it survives, you add another copy to your hand. So essentially, you have 6 copies, potentially, of Crimson Disciple in your deck. 6 copies of something that every time it takes damage does 2 to your opponent. Way too much. And there's so many other triggers for this card, it's insane. Or check out the link to the deck that I had put up a previous video on. You'll see exactly what I mean. Number 4. I don't know why I have my headphones on, but now they're off. Anyways, 4 Demacia. Alright. I love the title. Any card with an exclamation point in the title is good in my book. But this, not so much. This is, your entire side gets +3/+3 for the turn. Yeah, I get it for the turn. It's not going to stick around. That's great and all. But it's too easy of a, okay, plop this down, I win. If your opponent doesn't have a deny or something to counter it, you will most likely, if you don't win that turn, you'll swing the game heavily in your favor. And the cost for it, far too low. I think it would need to probably cost 2 more, because this seems almost like a finisher. Like, if you're playing this card, you should be ending your turn. You're done with your turn. You pass to your opponent, then they have basically 2 turns to recover, 1 on defense, and then their next attack turn. So, yeah, either that or change it to maybe +2/+2, but I wouldn't even reduce the, I think even +2/+2 is pretty big. So I'm curious to see where this goes as far as maybe a 1-turn kill type of deck. So we'll see. Number 3 is, this card tilted me. I barely started playing this game. I've only played the beta. It was only out for like a week. Already tilted. Leave it to League of Legends to tilt you that easily.
The trash! Fix the game!
This card, it's too much. Especially with a Yasuo deck, you'll literally get Yasuo's, you'll get him leveled up in the same turn. In 1 turn. It should not be 3 or less. It should probably be 2 power or less. There's far too many allies that are underneath that threshold for this to not be good in a certain situation. Like, the idea, I guess, I assume when they made this card is that, okay, it might be situational because they'll have stronger allies on the field, but in my experience, not only is it easy for the opponent or you to get multiple allies on the field, but generally speaking, you're going to have a lot of smaller allies as well. I don't know if that'll change, or maybe that was just the meta because it was the beta, who knows, but as of now, it was broken, it's sick, not to mention if you play it and Yasuo's on the field, it wipes everything. If it's the leveled up Yasuo, you're screwed. So this thing definitely needs to change. Number 2, the Undying. Anybody who played this beta, you were expecting this to be on this list. 100%. If you played the beta, you knew this was going to be on here. This thing was in like 75% of the decks I played against. It's stupid. There's not enough remove from game type effects. I forget what they call it. I don't know if it's exile or I forget. But there's not enough remove from game effects to make this like able to be dealt with. It's impossible. Once your opponent gets on the field, you're just playing around it for the rest of the game. And the number 1 most OP card right now, and I hinted at it earlier with a combo, is Karma. Karma is broken. It's redonkulous. So she is so broken that you could argue that her first level, before she levels up, is almost better than her second level. Because her first level creates a free spell at the end of every round. So that's free card advantage. There's so many bonuses to just having a free spell, additional cards to use, additional tools. The leveled up version is when you play a spell, you cast it again. So it kind of is also giving you another card in a sense, but you don't have that randomness of it where you could get an additional card as opposed to just the same card twice. So it's kind of similar effects, but to top it all off, to get her leveled up, you just have to be enlightened, which means having 10 mana. So towards the middle of the game, once you reach that point, as long as you can stall out long enough, she's just automatically gonna level up. And when you start comboing this with some of the other cards I mentioned, Ash, the big floaty thingy, that makes your spells cheaper. I don't know what the name is, so it's the big floaty thingy for now. It's stupid. So Karma, by far, something needs to get done with her. That's gonna be a deck that I try out once the next beta comes out. Hopefully I'll be doing a video on it. Cannot wait. So there's all 10 OP cards right now in Legends of Runeterra. Cannot wait for this beta to come out. I think I've said it in probably almost every video that I've put up so far. November 14th. Be there. Cannot wait. Hope you guys like this video. Again, please remember to hit me up on Twitch. Again, if you're watching this day it comes out, I will be on tonight. So hit me up, get in the chat, introduce yourself. If you liked what you see, please go ahead, give me a follow, give me a subscribe down bottom, hit that red subscribe button. All the help and support is appreciated. Thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.